Hi there, I'm Sophie, your language partner here on Chatcraft English. This is a space where we learn English in a simple, natural, and enjoyable way. I know learning English can sometimes feel difficult, even tiring, but together, we'll make it easier. In every lesson, I'll share clear phrases, real conversations, and small tips that you can use right away in daily life. Think of me as your study friend. I'll be here to guide you, step by step, so you can speak more confidently and naturally. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up, listening, and practicing a little every day. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin this journey together. Your English can grow faster than you think, and I'm excited to help you make that happen. Have you ever asked yourself why it feels so hard to stay motivated? Why is it so easy to say, I'll start tomorrow, but so difficult to actually begin today? These questions matter because every choice you make now is building your future. Think about this. Motivation isn't something that just falls from the sky. It isn't a gift that only lucky people receive. Motivation grows from action, and action grows from belief. So let's ask another question. Why do you want to change? Why do you want to learn? Why do you want to fight for your future? Maybe it's because you're tired of feeling stuck. Maybe it's because you imagine a life where you can speak confidently, travel freely, or make your family proud. Whatever your reason is, hold it close, because motivation doesn't last forever. There will be days when you feel strong and focused, and days when you feel weak and tired. On those hard days, your reason, your why, will help you stand back up. But here's the truth. Motivation alone isn't enough. You need systems. You need habits. Why? Because habits carry you when motivation disappears. Imagine this. You want to get healthier. You feel excited on the first day. You say, yes, I'll exercise. I'll eat better. But then a week later, you feel tired. You don't want to move. That's when your habit saves you. If you've built the routine, your body already knows what to do, even when your mind is full of excuses. It's the same with learning English or building any skill. If you wait until you feel motivated, you'll wait forever. But if you set a habit, maybe studying 10 minutes each morning, you'll grow without even noticing. Now let's ask, how do habits form? Habits form through repetition, through small, consistent choices. The same way drops of water shape stone over years, your tiny actions shape your future. And here's something powerful. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust in yourself. You prove that you can rely on you. That's what creates confidence. And confidence makes the fight for your future easier because you stop doubting every step. So why do so many people quit? Often, it's not because they're weak. It's because they don't see progress fast enough. They think change should be dramatic. But real growth is quiet. It's invisible at first. Think of a seed underground. For weeks, nothing seems to happen. You water it, care for it, but the soil looks the same. Then, one day, a small green shoot appears. That's how change works. You can't always see it. But if you trust the process, results will come. Here's a question for you. How will your future look if you give up every time it feels slow? And how will it look if you stay steady, even when nothing seems to move? The fight for your future isn't a one-day event. It's an everyday decision. It's the choice to keep showing up, to learn one more word, to take one more step, to believe in yourself even when the results aren't visible yet. And remember this, comparison kills motivation. If you always look at someone ahead of you and say, I'll never be like them, you will lose energy. Instead, compare yourself with yesterday's version of you. Ask, am I one step better? Did I try today? That is enough. Your journey is yours. Your fight is yours. And you don't need to win in one big moment. You just need to keep walking step by step. So here's the truth. I want you to remember, motivation is not magic. It's not a gift. It's the result of clarity, habits, and consistent action. Ask yourself every morning, why am I fighting for my future? Then build habits that protect that fight. When you fall, get back up. When it feels slow, trust the process. And when you doubt yourself, remember, the seed is still growing, even if you can't see it yet. The future doesn't belong to those who wait for motivation. The future belongs to those who act, even when they don't feel ready. Let's talk about health and energy. Because no matter how strong your dreams are, you can't fight for your future if your body and mind are always tired. Think about it. When you wake up exhausted, how likely are you to stay focused on your goals? When you spend the day with low energy, how much discipline can you really keep? The truth is, energy is the fuel for your fight. Without it, motivation fades, habits break, and dreams feel impossible. But here's the mistake many people make. They think health is only about big changes, like running every day, lifting heavy weights, or eating a perfect diet. But health begins with small daily choices, just like your future. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people. The first person says, "I'll change everything tomorrow." They try a strict diet, a heavy workout, a long list of rules. But within a week, they're tired and overwhelmed. The second person says, "I'll start small." They add 1 glass of water in the morning. They go for a 10-minute walk after dinner. They choose one healthy snack instead of junk food. Over weeks, their energy grows. Which one do you think will win in the long run? It's obvious, the small, steady steps always win, because they build momentum without burning you out. So how can you take care of your energy while fighting for your future? Let's start with 3 simple areas: sleep, movement, and nutrition. First, sleep. You may think staying up late helps you do more, but lack of sleep steals your focus. Your brain can't learn, your memory weakens, and your emotions feel heavier. So protecting your rest is protecting your future. Even 1 extra hour of quality sleep can change your entire day. Second, movement. Notice I didn't say exercise because movement doesn't have to mean the gym. It can be walking, stretching, dancing, or even cleaning your house with energy. Your body is designed to move, and when it does, your mind wakes up. Blood flows, stress lowers, confidence grows. Third, nutrition. Again, no need for perfection. Just ask yourself simple questions. Does this food give me energy or steal it? Does it help me stay awake or does it make me crash? Little swaps like choosing water over soda, fruit over chips, can create a huge difference over time. Here's something powerful to remember. When you take care of your body, you're not just helping today, you're protecting your future self. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Do you want to be tired, heavy, and regretful? Or do you want to be strong, active, and grateful for the small choices you made today? Now let's connect this to your bigger fight. Health isn't just about looking good. It's about freedom. The freedom to wake up with energy. The freedom to learn without constant fatigue. The freedom to say yes to opportunities because your body can handle it. And here's the truth. Every choice is a vote. When you choose to sleep, move, and eat well, you're voting for a future full of energy. When you ignore those choices, you're voting for exhaustion and regret. But don't let this feel heavy. Remember, you don't need to change everything at once. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to protect my energy? Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's a short walk. Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Over time, these choices will stack. They'll become habits. And just like we talked about earlier, habits carry you when motivation disappears. One more thing. Health is not just physical. It's also emotional and mental. Taking care of your peace matters too. This means saying no to unnecessary stress. It means allowing yourself real rest, not just endless scrolling on your phone. It means talking kindly to yourself instead of tearing yourself down. Because when you're fighting for your future, self-kindness is not weakness, it's fuel. A harsh inner voice makes you quit faster. A supportive inner voice keeps you going longer. So today, pause and ask, how is my energy? Am I supporting it or draining it? Am I making choices that my future self will thank me for? Your fight is not just about willpower, it's about energy management. Protect your sleep, move your body, Feed yourself with care. Speak to yourself with kindness. These small acts are not selfish. They're investments. They give you the strength to keep showing up even on the hard days. And that's the truth. Your future doesn't just need discipline. It needs energy. And every small choice you make today is building the body and mind that will carry you toward your dreams. Let's talk about comfort. Comfort feels nice, doesn't it? The soft blanket, the warm bed, the extra scrolling on your phone. Comfort whispers, just rest, just pause, just tomorrow. And sometimes, yes, we do need rest. But here's the danger. Comfort doesn't always mean rest. Sometimes it becomes a trap. Think of it like this. Comfort is warm at first, but if you stay there too long, it turns heavy. What started as, I'll take a short break, slowly becomes days, weeks, even months of delay. And when you finally look up, you realize you're stuck. Not because you didn't care about your future, but because comfort stole your courage. I felt this myself. I once told myself, I'll get back on track next week. But next week came, and I was still behind. And the more behind I felt, the less I wanted to even try. Comfort is tricky like that. It feels safe, but it keeps you from moving forward. So let me ask you, are you truly resting or are you hiding? Because there's a difference. Rest recharges you. Hiding delays you. Rest helps you grow stronger. Hiding keeps you the same. And your future deserves more than endless hiding. Let's use a simple picture. Imagine your dream is a garden. Comfort is like lying in the sun next to it. It feels good for a while. But your garden doesn't water itself. If you stay lying there too long, the soil dries, the plants weaken, and your dream doesn't die from failure. It dies from neglect. That's the truth. But here's the good news. You don't need to wait for motivation to fix it. You don't need a big restart. You just need to water the garden again. One small action, one small decision. And slowly, life comes back. So how do you escape the trap of comfort? You choose courage in small ways, not in loud, dramatic ways, but in quiet, daily acts. Courage is waking up when you don't feel like it. Courage is studying 10 minutes when distraction calls. Courage is saying no to stay, not today, and yes to just start. And remember, comfort isn't evil. We all need it sometimes. The problem comes when comfort turns into avoidance. When the pause becomes permanent. When the little voice says, not today, not today, not today, until one day it becomes, not at all. Let me share a thought with you. Every time you choose comfort over courage, your future pays for it. Not in anger, not in punishment, but in lost time, in missed growth, in dreams delayed. But every time you choose courage over comfort, your future thanks you. It grows stronger, even if the action feels small. Here's a practical way to notice. The next time you're about to choose comfort, pause and ask yourself, will this give me energy or steal it? Will this support my future or delay it? That question alone can bring clarity. For example, imagine it's late at night. You're tired, scrolling feels easy, but you know sleep will give you real rest. Comfort says scroll, courage says sleep. Which one supports your future, or imagine you're learning English? Comfort says, not today, I'm too busy. Courage says, just 5 minutes. Which one moves you closer to your goal? You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to win every time. But if you choose courage more often than comfort, your life will change. And here's the beautiful part. Courage grows confidence. Every time you keep your word to yourself, every time you take action, even when it's hard, you build trust in yourself. You start to believe, I can do this. I don't quit when it's uncomfortable. That belief becomes strength. So today, be honest with yourself. Where in your life are you lying in the sun, waiting, hoping, but not watering your dream? No shame, no guilt, just awareness. Because once you see it, you can choose again. And the next time comfort whispers, not today, you'll have another voice ready. A voice that says, I'll just start. I'll take one small step. My future is worth it. Because it is. Your future is worth it. Let's now move into another part of daily life, work and study situations. These are places where we use English often, especially if you want to communicate clearly with classmates, teachers, colleagues, or your boss. Imagine you are starting your workday or your school day. One of the most common things you'll say is, good morning. You can say it with a smile to your teacher, your classmate, or your coworker. It makes you sound friendly and polite. You can also say, how are you today? Or simply, how's it going? These are casual, natural ways to start a conversation. Now, let's practice what you might say in a classroom. If you want to ask your teacher something, you can say, excuse me, may I ask a question? This is polite and shows respect. If you didn't understand something, you can say, could you please explain that again? This phrase is very useful when you are learning. Don't be afraid to use it often. Here's another helpful phrase. I didn't quite catch that. It means you didn't hear or understand the sentence clearly. You can also say, can you repeat that, please? Now, let's look at work situations. Imagine your boss gives you a task. You can say, sure, I'll take care of it. This shows confidence and responsibility. If you need more time, you can politely say, could I have a little more time to finish this? Or, I'm still working on it, but I'll get it done soon. Sometimes we need help from colleagues. You can say, can you give me a hand with this? This is another way of saying, can you help me? Or if someone helps you, you can reply with, thanks a lot, I really appreciate it. Showing gratitude is always a good habit. Let's practice a short dialogue at work. Boss, can you send me the report by this afternoon? You, I'm still working on it, but I'll get it done as soon as possible. Boss, all right, thank you. You, no problem. See how simple and natural that sounds? Now, what if you are in a group project at school? You might say, let's work together on this. Or, I can do this part, what about you? This makes teamwork smooth and clear. Here's another useful phrase for group discussions. What do you think? This shows you care about the other person's opinion. If you want to agree with someone, you can say, I think so too, or you're right. If you don't agree, you can politely say, I see your point, but I think... This way, you disagree respectfully. Let's also practice how to excuse yourself politely. If you need to leave a meeting or a classroom, you can say, excuse me, I have to step out for a moment, or sorry, I need to leave now. When you return, you can say, sorry for the interruption, I'm back. Now, let's look at some phrases for phone calls or online meetings. Hello, this is your name speaking. This is how you introduce yourself. If you didn't hear clearly, say, sorry, the connection is not very clear. Could you repeat that? At the end of a meeting or call, you can say, thank you for your time, or talk to you soon. These small, simple phrases make your English sound natural and polite. To practice, let's do a mini role play for a phone call. You, hello, this is Alex speaking. Other person, hi Alex, can we reschedule our meeting? You, sure, when would be a good time for you? Other person, tomorrow morning? You, that works for me. Talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye. Practicing short dialogues like this will help you feel more confident. Finally, let's add one more useful tip. At work or school, you often need to write short messages or emails. A simple, polite way to start is, hi name, I hope you're doing well. Then write your message. At the end, you can say, thank you, or best regards. This makes your English writing polite and professional. Now, let's talk about another important area of life. Shopping and eating out. These are situations where you often use English, especially when traveling, studying abroad, or just practicing in your daily routine. Imagine you walk into a store. The shop assistant might say, can I help you? You can reply, yes, I'm looking for a t-shirt, or no, thank you, I'm just looking. If you want to ask the price, say, how much is this? Or, excuse me, what does this cost? Sometimes you want to try something before buying. For clothes, you can say, can I try this on? The assistant might say, sure, the fitting room is over there. If you decide to buy, you can say, I'll take this one, please. If not, you can politely say, thank you, but I'll leave it for now. Now let's look at some phrases for paying. You can ask, do you take credit cards? Or, can I pay in cash? When the assistant gives you the item, you can say, thank you very much. And they might reply, have a nice day. Let's try a short shopping dialogue. Assistant, can I help you? You, yes, I'm looking for a pair of shoes. Assistant, what size do you need? You, size 8, please. Assistant, here you go. Would you like to try them on? You, yes, please. See how simple and useful that is? Now let's move on to eating out at restaurants or cafes. When you enter, the waiter might say, good evening, do you have a reservation? If you don't, you can say, no, we don't. Can we get a table for 2? If you booked in advance, you can say, yes, it's under the name of Anna. When you sit down, the waiter may ask, can I get you something to drink? You can reply, yes, I'd like some water, please. Or, could I have a coffee? When ordering food, you can use this phrase, I'll have the chicken salad. Or, can I try the pasta, please? If you want to ask about the food, say, what do you recommend? This shows interest and can help you choose. Now, imagine you don't want something in your food. You can say, can I have this without onions? Or, could you make it a little less spicy? When the food arrives, it's polite to say, thank you. And if the food is good, you can tell the waiter, that was delicious. It makes people happy when you give positive feedback. When you finish eating, you ask for the bill. Could we have the bill, please? Or, can I pay the check, please? If you want to pay separately, say, can we split the bill? And at the end, you can thank them. Thank you. Have a great evening. Let's practice a short restaurant dialogue. Waiter, good afternoon. How many people? You. Table for 3, please. Waiter, here's your table. Can I get you something to drink? You. Yes, we'd like 3 waters, please. Waiter, sure, and are you ready to order? You. Yes, I'll have the grilled chicken. Practicing conversations like this will help you speak with confidence the next time you eat out. Now, one more situation. Buying groceries. Imagine you are at the supermarket. You might ask, where can I find the bread? Or, which aisle is the milk in? If you can't reach something, you can say, excuse me, could you help me get that? At the cashier, the person may ask, do you need a bag? You can answer, yes, please. Or, no, thank you. After paying, it's always good to say, thanks, have a nice day. These simple, polite words make your English sound natural and friendly. Finally, here's a tip. When shopping or eating out, try to notice how people around you speak. Listen to the phrases shop assistants and waiters use. Repeat them in your mind. This will help you learn faster and use English more naturally in real life. Let's move to another fun area of life, hobbies and free time. Talking about what you like to do is one of the best ways to connect with people in English. It helps you make friends, join conversations, and feel confident sharing a part of your life. Let's start with a simple question you might hear. What do you do in your free time? You can answer with, I like reading books, or I enjoy playing football. Another way is, my hobby is cooking. Notice that we use verbs like, enjoy, and love. For example, I love listening to music. I enjoy swimming. I like watching movies. Let's practice a short dialogue. Friend, what do you usually do on weekends? You. I usually play basketball with my friends. Friend, that sounds fun. Do you play often? You. Yes, almost every weekend. See how natural and simple it sounds? Now, let's add more hobbies. Imagine someone asks you, do you play any instruments? You can say, yes, I play the guitar, or no, but I'd like to learn. If someone asks about sports, you can say, I play tennis, or I go jogging in the mornings. And if you just like watching sports, you can say, I enjoy watching football on TV. Now, hobbies are also about creativity. For example, I enjoy painting. I love writing stories. Or, I like taking photos. You can even talk about learning English as a hobby. For example, I spend my free time practicing English. Or, I enjoy watching English movies to improve my listening. Now, let's connect hobbies with feelings. Imagine you want to explain why you like something. You can say, I enjoy swimming because it makes me feel relaxed. Or, I like cooking because it's creative. This helps you give longer answers and sound more confident. Let's try a longer dialogue about hobbies. Friend, do you have any hobbies? You, yes, I enjoy playing the piano. Friend, that's great. How long have you been playing? You, for about 5 years. Friend, wow, you must be good. You, I'm okay, but I still practice a lot. See how the conversation grows naturally? You start with a simple answer, but then you can add details like how long, how often, or why. Now, let's practice words for frequency. These words show how often you do something. For example, always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never. You can say, I usually read before bed. I sometimes go hiking. I never play video games. Let's try adding them to a conversation. Friend, do you play sports? You, yes, I usually play football on Saturdays. Friend, do you play during the week too? No, I rarely have time on weekdays. Frequency words make your answers sound complete and interesting. Now, let's imagine another situation. Joining a club or class. Someone might ask, would you like to join our dance class? You can say, sure, that sounds fun, or maybe later, I'm busy right now. Another question might be, do you want to play chess? You can reply, yes, I'd love to, or sorry, I don't know how. Finally, remember that hobbies are a great way to connect with people in English. When you talk about your hobbies, you share something personal, something you care about. That's how you build stronger conversations and friendships. Here's a quick tip. Next time you meet someone new, ask them about their hobbies. Just say, what do you like to do in your free time? This question is simple, friendly, and opens the door to longer conversations. Now, let's explore something very important: emotions and daily feelings. Talking about how you feel is a big part of everyday English. When you can express your emotions clearly, people understand you better, and conversations feel more real. Let's start with some basic emotions. Imagine someone asks you, how are you today? You can answer with, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm tired, I'm excited. These simple words are powerful, but you can also expand your answers to sound more natural. For example, I'm happy because I passed my exam. I'm tired after working all day. I'm excited about my trip tomorrow. Adding reasons helps you practice longer sentences and makes your English stronger. Let's practice a short dialogue. Friend, how are you today? You, I'm a little nervous. I have an interview tomorrow. Friend, good luck. You'll do great. You, thanks. I hope so. See how simple and useful that is? You share your feelings, and the conversation grows. Now, let's learn some other common emotions. I'm angry. I'm worried. I'm surprised. I feel relaxed. I feel confident. You can also add words like very, a little, or so to show the level of emotion. For example, I'm very happy. I'm a little tired. I'm so excited. Now let's connect emotions to situations. For example, I'm worried about my exam. I'm angry because the bus was late. I'm relaxed after yoga class. I feel confident when I practice English. These small details help people understand your feelings and your life. Let's try another dialogue. Teacher, how do you feel about learning English? You, I feel excited. I enjoy learning new words. Teacher, that's great. Do you ever feel nervous? You, yes, sometimes when I speak, I feel nervous. This is very normal. Many English learners feel nervous when speaking, but practicing emotions in English helps you talk about those feelings instead of hiding them. Now, let's look at ways to ask others about their emotions. You can ask, how do you feel? How are you doing? What's wrong? If someone looks upset, are you okay? These questions show you care. For example, friend, I look tired, don't I? You, yes, are you okay? Friend, I didn't sleep well last night. Simple but very real. Sometimes you may want to give comfort or encouragement. Here are some helpful phrases. Don't worry, it will be fine. Cheer up. I believe in you. Take it easy. These small sentences can make a big difference when someone feels down. Let's imagine you feel proud or successful. You can say, I feel proud of myself. I'm satisfied with my work. Or, I'm thankful for my friends. Positive emotions also help you connect better with people. For example, I'm grateful for your help. I'm happy to see you. Now, let's try one more short dialogue. Friend, how are you feeling today? You, I'm so happy I finished my project. Friend, that's amazing. Congratulations. You, thanks. I worked really hard. See how natural it sounds? It's just like real life. Finally, here's a small tip. Practice mixing emotions with your daily activities. For example, instead of only saying, I'm tired, try saying, I'm tired after studying all night. Instead of, I'm excited, try, I'm excited about learning English. This practice will make your sentences longer and your English sound more natural. Now, let's move to another very practical topic. Travel. Even if you don't travel often, these phrases are useful. You might use them at an airport, a bus station, or even when helping a tourist in your city. Let's begin with simple travel expressions. I want to book a ticket. I need to check in. Where is the boarding gate? What time does the bus leave? These are everyday travel questions that are easy to remember. Imagine this short dialogue at an airport. Traveler. Excuse me, where is the check-in counter? Staff. It's over there next to the entrance. Traveler. Thank you. Staff. You're welcome. Very simple, but very common in real travel situations. Let's practice some hotel phrases. When you arrive at a hotel, you might say, I have a reservation. I'd like to check in. Can I have the key, please? What time is breakfast? And when you're ready to leave, I'd like to check out. Can I pay by card? Now, let's look at asking for directions. This is very useful not only when traveling, but also in daily life if someone asks you. Common phrases include, excuse me, where is the bus stop? How do I get to the train station? Is it far from here? Can you show me on the map? And if you want to give directions, you can use simple words. Go straight. Turn left. Turn right. It's near the bank. Here's a dialogue to show this in action. Tourist. Excuse me, how do I get to the museum? Local. Go straight, then turn right at the traffic light. The museum is on your left. Tourist. Thank you so much. Local. No problem. Now, let's practice some phrases you might hear while traveling. Passport, please. Do you have any luggage? Enjoy your flight. Fasten your seatbelt. It's important to recognize these so you don't feel lost. Travel also includes small talk with new people. For example, where are you from? Is this your first time here? Do you like traveling? How long will you stay? These questions are friendly and can help you connect with others. Let's try another small dialogue on a bus. You, is this seat free? Stranger, yes, please sit. You, thank you. Stranger, you're welcome. Very short but polite and helpful. Travel English is not just about big phrases. Sometimes the most useful words are small. Ticket, luggage, passport, gate, train, flight. Even one word can help you in the right situation. Finally, remember this. Travel is not only about moving to new places, it's also about learning new English. Every time you practice travel phrases, you're preparing for real-life situations, whether you're abroad or just helping someone in your city.